This horrific scenario demonstrates something that is unfortunately always true. The civilians always pay the highest price.
Situation in Ukraine is absolutely appalling. Half the children of that country are displaced, and there's no end in sight.
For months, millions of Ukrainians have been seeking protection wherever they can find it, trying to escape the chaotic, brutal violence of the Russian invasion. Charities say the country is now split in three.
1/3 of the country has been displaced. A second third, they're stuck where they are. They're under almost constant attack or a fear of attack. They're lacking all of the basics, just things like water, electricity, and food. They're on the edge. And the other third of people, well, they're looking after those that are moving. They're trying to keep the country running, and they have this grinding stress and fear.
Charities like World Vision are providing protection for parents like Tetiana, who fled from Kyiv.
It was noisy and really scary. But my parents, who live in Donbass and who have been going through it for a long time, they said, save your kids, get away from there.
Tetiana says her escape was a heartbreaking choice.
We had no idea where to go, maybe abroad, or my husband didn't want to leave at all. He told me, go without me, I'll stay and fight. I convinced him to come with us.
In the heart of Ukraine, the city of Dnipro has been a hub for refugees fleeing the Eastern Front.
Today we were walking by a massive airstrike.
730 first spoke to Dnipro couple Misha and Alina in March about why they decided to stay with their young daughter.
With a 1.5-year-old, so we're a bit torn on this because one thing is that, we're here as a family.
The couple formed their own charity, buying defence and medical supplies.
So we kind of raised some money and bought some humanitarian and also some bit of a combat equipment for our territorial defense force.
They began to volunteer while holding down their own jobs for a foreign company.
Mostly I work with the shelters. I can help human and also, keeping myself busy. Then I stop reading the news and I just need to be busy. So that's why I volunteer almost all day. So it's keeping me alive, actually.
2 months on, Misha and Alina are tired, but still busy.
Oh my God, I always feel guilty, but not because I've survived. Like I feel all the time like I'm not doing enough.
The couple are trying to parent as best they can.
That is hard to say whether we're good parent or not, but we are trying to, so let's see. When she will be 18, she will tell us, definitely.
Across Ukraine, school children are still trying to get an education, which charities say eases their trauma.
They begin interacting with friends and their siblings and with teachers. It actually protects their development, and that's why education is so critical.
Most of the fighting is now taking place in the Donbass region. It's where Irina fled with her granddaughter and adopted daughter, and she remains deeply traumatized.
When I watch the news, my heart is breaking, just breaking, and you realize that the only thing that you can do is to pray for those people. The worst thing is that innocent kids are dying.
United Nations figures reveal a grim toll on the most innocent. 245 children killed, hundreds have been injured. But the UN says these are only the numbers they can verify, and the true toll is likely to be far higher. A generation of young people has begun to normalise the violence and horror of this war.
You have kids now that can actually recognize different artillery, different ordnance, different weapons that are going off, and can actually tell you what's happening in that environment.
That window over there is covered by several layers of blankets. So
Just 2 weeks into the invasion, 7:30 spoke to Katerina. Her home city of Chernihiv was under heavy attack, and she was outraged by Putin's tactics.
You kill children. Children don't ride tanks. They don't shoot missiles. We just want to continue living the simple life. Why would you want to destroy this?
Within days, Katerina and her family had fled to the west. 2 months on, they have only just returned.
There was a lot of pain here, a lot of tears shed, because mostly wherever you have a building destroyed that way, like badly, you know that there was someone who died here and they were a family member.
Happy to be home, she finds night times the hardest.
When it's dark, it becomes the most scary part of the day. It's very quiet and any noise makes you jump up.
Human beings are remarkably resilient in the face of all of these things, but over time, this grinding stress, this sort of deprivation begins having an impact. You never know if you're going home. You never know if you will have the life that you formerly had. And you are desperately, desperately fearing for your children and your loved ones.
Katerina and her family may have shelter and food, but with Ukraine's social systems still unable to function normally, she's now thinking about her daughter's future.
The reality still remains unclear for us all. I don't even know what's best, to leave the country and just enroll children to school in a different country like Poland, or maybe go into the western part of Ukraine, or stay in here. I don't know.
Hi, I'm Lee Sales. Thanks for watching this story. If you'd like to watch more of 730's stories, they are on the left of your screen. And tap on the button below to subscribe and get the latest from ABC News.